Apple TV dropped the trailer for the Savant. It was immediately mocked and ridiculed and destroyed because, quite frankly, it looked like some cringe garbage that would have come out a couple years ago. But now in 2025, when wokeness has been so completely rejected by the consumers, if not yet by the people in Hollywood that make this stuff, the last thing that they wanted to see was a middle-aged woman fighting white man bad terrorists, right? Like fighting these people where every white man, every straight white man is an evil racist piece of shit. And that's what the trailer showed us. We all knew exactly what it was going to be. And as a result, you see 70,000 dislikes to only 11,000 likes. Well, then in the aftermath of the murder, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Apple came out and they said, hey, because of current events, we're going to postpone this thing. We're not going to put it out right now because it was supposed to come out like the following weekend or something like that. It had already been reviewed by a bunch of people. It's still under embargo, all of this stuff. And obviously that was weeks ago since the tragic murder of Charlie Kirk. Now, Jessica Chastain, the star, didn't agree with it. She thought it should get out there. She put out this big statement about Apple. She disagreed with them not putting it out, that she thinks people need to see this in these times. And again, people were left to wonder, well, what is it? What is it about this show that is so bad that Apple doesn't think it's the right thing to do to put it out? And now we're seeing that a lot of people in Hollywood are starting to ask this same question. Is it ever going to see the light of day? Because they want it. Of course, the people who have been screaming white man bad for forever desperately want this show. Is Jessica Chastain's The Savant ever going to premiere? The series was pulled from Apple TV's schedule 1 month ago. Things have gotten weirder since then. Something strange is going on with Jessica Chastain's streaming series, The Savant. Exactly 1 month ago today, The Savant was officially pulled from the Apple TV schedule. And it feels even longer, as Savant was supposed to premiere on Apple TV when the SVOD app was still called Apple TV Plus. The Savant, which originally had a September 26th premiere date, was yanked in the weeks following the September 10th assassination of conservative political pundit and Christian Charlie Kirk. Language from the landing page since vacillated from coming soon to at a later date to simply 2025. As of the writing, the word again reads at a later date. So they don't know. And of course, everyone in Hollywood is pressed to ask why. Well, as it turns out, we know why. We know why. Because in the midst of someone like Charlie Kirk getting murdered for the way that people in the media labeled him, this show was going to be all about labeling white men bad. That's what it was. That's what this show was. Even the Hollywood Reporter says The Savant's white male villains are cartoonishly bad. And this is over from geeksandgamers.com, by the way. Now, and this is later on in this article from THR. THR offers a surprisingly frank assessment of the way the show portrays its villains. The article states, almost every white male in this series is a terrible person griping about and or militarily plotting against blacks, women, Jews, and or immigrants. And at the risk of sounding like a sympathizer for the antagonist, they are all pretty cartoonishly bad guys. That's why they delayed it. Because maybe they understood that one of the reasons Charlie Kirk was murdered was because people in Hollywood, because people in the media, because he's actor, because he's celebrity, because so many people have labeled anything that's outside of their woke leftist freak fucking echo chamber as Nazi, as racist, as bigot. They have demonized straight white men. That's what they've done, to the point where actively there are people that want you dead if you're a straight, white, conservative man. That is no longer just hyperbole. That's fucking reality. We've seen it play out. And maybe Apple thought this would be a pretty inopportune time for us to release it because it's going to look really fucking bad. We're going to get so much fucking blowback for this. They shouldn't have greenlit it. This shouldn't have happened. This entire fantasy is all based on some fucking ADL insider, an ADL, like this partnership between the ADL and the FBI, which doesn't even exist anymore because of how fucking disgusting the ADL is, quite frankly. But it was all this cosmopolitan article where some fucking weird woman decided she was going to infiltrate something and she brought down like one person. And they've turned this into this massive fucking thing with Jessica Chastain. And it is all to diminish and insult And to tell the world that, the biggest problems that are out, the biggest problems that are happening in this country, the biggest threat in this country, it's straight, white, Christian men. Not anybody else. Straight, white, Christian men. They are the fucking problem. Even the Hollywood Reporter says that that's what it's about. Now, they can't completely break embargo because the embargo's still not lifted. And, I think that at some point in time, this sees the light of day. I don't think they'll wholeheartedly cancel it. I don't believe that to be the case. I think they're waiting a very long time. They're waiting as long as they feel like they can in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination to do this. But look, the political climate, what we still have going on in the aftermath, I don't know when that time is going to be. I don't know when that time that Apple TV thinks is going to be safe to release. I can tell you one fucking thing, though. Whenever they do release it, whenever it does drop, people are going to fucking eviscerate it. No one is going to watch it. It's going to get hammered and mocked and ridiculed because of how out of touch this is. So I, for one, Apple TV, I say fucking do it. Put this shit out there, right? Show us what you wanted to tell us. Show us how you wanted to vilify all white men. Show it to us. You fucking made it. You put the money behind it. You did this cringe shit. Show it to us. Do it. So we can fucking mock it. Either that or just say it's done. Don't fucking cower in fear. Don't maybe just put it off for forever and then maybe mysteriously, quietly, it never comes out. Either fucking admit what you did was bullshit and you're embarrassed about it and you're scared, or put it out. One or the other. Either way, it's going to be fucking funny when that final decision is made.